Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. Thanking everybody for being with us tonight as we progress through another fabulous live show called Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. I'm in the studio live with my co-host and big sis SY, dating pool Diva, who is leading us in the Diva Diaries, and my brother Ty Cool. Diva, you ready to take us into the next segment here of the Diva Diaries? What you got?
Yes, sir, I am. I am going to continue with some more fun questions, scenarios. Okay. This one is very long, so please listen up. SY, listen to it this time, okay? What the what? You must be pay attention. Pay attention this time. Okay. So this is a scenario. So you've been shacking up with the love of your life for now 10 years, okay? Ugh. You are ready. You coughing? You okay? All right. Something wrong with that right there. Shacking up for 10 years. Mm-mm. You are ready to make the ultimate commitment and marry him or her, but he or she is not ready. Your lover and mate tells you, why mess up a good thing? Meanwhile, an old flame from high school finds you on Facebook. He or she is single and hot. You think to yourself, maybe it's time to look at some other options. What would you do in this scenario, SY?
Here's the problem with their scenario. I've been checking up for 10 years. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
That's a no-go right there.
Right.
That's, I should have known better. Mm-hmm. I should have seen that coming. It doesn't take 10 years to know if you're going to get married or not.
Right.
It doesn't take it. Why, have all those benefits and have no benefit? Mm-hmm. So if I'm going to go through that and I'm going to get to that point, oh, hey, what's up? How you been? That's exactly where I'm going.
Oh, okay. You're going for Facebook, dude.
I'm already nowhere with the relationship that I'm in. Mm-hmm. It's been 10 years. We're in the same position that we've always been in, and you want to say that you're not ready? If you're not ready now, you're never going to be ready. And I've just wasted 10.5 years of my life.
Okay. So, you talk to Facebook, dude. Do you move out, or do you continue to stay there until you and Facebook dude start growing?
Well, it depends on how the apartment is or the home is. Mm-hmm, is it my home? Is it his home? It wouldn't be our home because we're not married.
Right.
So if it's not mine, then I'm gone.
Gone. Mm-hmm. 10 years is enough.
I would have been gone probably by the second 2.5, 3 tops. I would have been gone.
Right. What'd you think, Ty?
Yeah. Oh, man. Marriage is shocking. Which way shall we go? Mind-blowing decisions, yeah. But anyway.
Lying boy.
Hey, shacking up for 10 years, yeah, that is a mighty long time. And then to say you're not ready. To say you're not ready. Ooh, when you got with this person, you're not going to be ready. What, you going to wait till you get to Geritol age to say, okay, I'm ready to do this?
It's been 50 now. Like, how long was Farrah Fawcett dating?
Like 25 years.
Yeah, see, that's a no-no.
Well, some people don't want to get married, and that's just their thing,
story. That's another story, because we went into it knowing that that's not where we are. That's not where we're going. I don't want to. You don't want to. But we got into this apparently with different things in mind. That now I'm ready and you're not ready. What the hell?
Right, after 10 years. Marcus J., what you think?
10 years is a long time, man. That's a long time. And if I guess we have to be clear that one party wants more and the other party does not.
Right.
Am I understanding the question correctly?
Right. They're pretty much like, why mess up a good thing? I mean, we've been together for 10 years.
The party that's not happy has a decision to make. You're either going to stay there or not. Now, going out with, Mr. or Ms. Facebook friend is not going to solve your problem.
Right.
No, if anything, it'll complicate your problem because now you got a new, you got a new set of emotions that you've just brought into the situation. If you were going to remove yourself from the 10-year shacking situation, then you're either going to do it or you're not going to do it.
Right.
But going out with the person that's hot on Facebook,
you can't just make a new friend.
Of course you can.
We could
Absolutely,
be friends,
absolutely. I guess it depends, and it's real easy to be, so definitive. I'm moving on, but when you're in that situation, you look up and the years are ticking away. There are many, many relationships of people who would have said 5 years ago or 10 years ago that I wouldn't be living here in the next 5 years, and the next thing you know, it's been 7.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's there's plenty of people who don't want to be where they're at, and they just don't go for whatever reason. So it's not as simple as just saying, "Oh, I would have been out." It's not that simple. Especially when the Facebook friend pops up, and you're like, "Damn, why you gotta be fine too?"
Yeah.
Right.
It's not to say that you're going to jump into a relationship, but you know what? You've just learned that you're headed nowhere. You've been told it. You may have thought it when you got to year 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it's 10. You may have thought it, but he just told you. So it makes no sense for me to sit there and hang on
so
to
we
hope.
don't need to. We don't even need to bring in the second piece of the question.
We don't even need to bring in the Facebook dude because I'm going to be out. Period.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not too loud. I would have been.
No, you're not loud enough.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I would have been gone. Like I said, that time period, we got to be at the point where we just want to be like this. We don't want to get married.
But I think the other thing though is, quite frankly, some folks just don't want to be married, but they want to be with somebody.
Yeah.
And I think that we have to acknowledge that there's not something wrong with you if you are that person.
Yeah.
And if the person that you are with is not someone who is okay with that, then it's okay for them to feel that way as well.
But should you not establish that before you move in together?
Not necessarily, because you don't know. I mean, like I give you an example. When me and my wife moved in together when we were in college, we weren't talking about getting married. We were talking about moving in together.
You weren't talking about getting married, but
we were talking about moving in together.
But there were feelings there that
she was my girlfriend.
There were feelings there that would make it okay. Maybe this would happen or maybe that would happen. Whether you thought it or she thought it, there were feelings there that could say this could possibly work out.
Not necessarily, because you're assuming that you're speaking for every couple.
No,
you might be speaking for yourself.
That I'm speaking for every couple, but people just don't blindly go and move in together.
Yes, they do.
Stupid.
Yes, they do.
That?
Yes, they do. People do it all the time.
I think that's the stupidest.
So was it more like a financial thing, or you just wanted your girlfriend close to you? Or?
I mean, I had an apartment. And I looked up one day, and she was there all the time.
Yeah, all her stuff was there.
Yeah.
Might as well move in.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's kind of how it went. I mean, I know that may not sound like all super romantic and stuff, but like real talk, that's how it went. So
after a couple years, you start moving.
And next thing you know, you're like, damn, I guess I got to give up a drawer.
Yeah.
I had a whole bin.
I got to get, you look up and the toothbrush is there, and you don't have no idea how long it was there.
Yeah. Yep.
But in all seriousness, I'm clowning, but seriously, you just. I understand where you're coming from, but realistically, you're thinking about it with your current mentality and not holistically. Because holistically, you'll understand or you'll see that some couples wind up together instead of wanting to be together and getting together. Some folks just wind up together. And it don't sound great and sexy, but that's just real talk.
Not that romantic.
Hell no. I say it all the time. A lot of times people end up married to the people who they was dating in their 20s. And then you look up and it's like, man, we've been together. We might as well go ahead and get married now. I mean, yeah, why you think you see so many people in their late 40s getting divorced after 25 years when the kids graduate college? That's why.
Right.
That's why.
That's sad.
Just kind of grew on each other.
Yeah.
And then grew out of each other.
Yeah, like a mole, and then you removed it.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad.
I have a friend like that.
I think about stuff like that. It's like, shucks. Ain't nobody.
Did you say shucks?
I said,
I haven't heard that in years.
hey, I said to myself, I said that trying to curb some of the non good words per se. Yeah. But I'm like, a lot of time I think about stuff like this, and I guess a lot of folks are not my grandparents, you know. Yeah, I mean, because they've been married 64 years or what have you. Nobody's them, you know. Right. And nowadays, it's like things. I mean, my granddaddy and I had this talk some years ago, and it's just like he just broke it down. It's like some couples nowadays, and this was how long ago? Maybe about 5 years ago. It's like a lot of couples nowadays just don't stick together because it's just like the first sign of a molehill is a mountain. Mm-hmm. Right. That's basically what he was getting at. It's like a lot of couples don't stick it out
and work through it.
Mm-hmm. So it's like
if it's
work
worth
through
having,
it.
You'll do what's necessary.
Absolutely.
To keep it.
Yeah.
I definitely agree.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we'll transition to another question.
This is so damn depressing.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
This next question was for ladies, but since it's just me and you, that's why I'm just
we're
gonna.
Ladies.
Yeah,
yes,
but you know,
and Marilyn
sometimes.
is listening now. She can hear us, and
Sometimes.
she saw us. Be quiet, Marcus.
Well, it's kind of even, so I'm gonna even out the question.
Okay.
So just turn what I say into the opposite. Okay. All right.
Okay.
You notice two different guys or girls. One is very attractive. He or she is flirting with you from across the room and smiling, but 20 minutes have passed, and he or she has not approached you yet. Okay? Another guy, nicely dressed, or girl, not your type physically, assertively approaches you for a dance. You guys have a great time, and he or she asks for your number. Later in the night, the first guy or girl finally comes to you and asks you for your number. Who gets the number and why?
Now, who's that question to?
I'm going to start with Ty.
Who? All right.
Hold up before you answer.
Go ahead.
No, because I'm getting the hit in social media.
Okay.
Our brother said, "What up, bruh?"
What up, said?
Hey.
Said, "What up, people? Is that Ty, also known as Tully Blanchard?"
Yes, it is. I said it is I.
I'm guessing that's an inside joke.
Yes, that's the inside joke between all three of us.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
that's not fair.
I'm not. You had to tell me off air. I don't get it. You had to tell me off air.
To whisper in public.
I was
deal with it.
Well, between
deal with it.
Okay, between on that one, Marcus, we'll talk about that when we get off the air.
Yeah, tell me off there. Yeah.
See,
but
that's not nice.
Could be
between brothers on this.
Said, why you gotta start trouble and you ain't even here?
Could be in a girl, man.
You went through this already. I am a girl.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Well,
you forgot.
Don't check it. Don't check over here.
I'll explain that to Marcus when we get off the air, bro. But one love and shout out to you, man. Glad you're checking in. Now,
boys,
to get back to the subject at hand. Okay, the first young lady, I'm seeing her across the room. I'm having a Fonte foreign exchange after midnight moment. Mm-hmm. So she doesn't, okay, we've not made the first move. Okay. So another one comes in, okay.
She assertively comes over to
you.
But she's not all that attractive.
Not all that attractive, but easy on the eyes?
Well, not your type physically.
Okay.
She all right. She a C.
Okay.
A 5.
Damn, she a C?
Yeah, she's a 5.
Okay.
The first one was A+.
Okay. But this is a C. This is a C right here. Just a flat out C. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like,
yeah. So she asked me to dance. We get the dance floor. We have a good time.
Right.
She asked me for the number. The first one I've been flirting with back and forth all night. She now wants to give me her number.
Yeah.
Why do I smell competition in the room?
Because it is.
Exactly. So,
spit it out, man.
Spit it out.
The first one, the second one, or both of them?
Let me help you.
You see him, right?
I'm going to help you.
He's wavering over there.
They both get the number.
In my
they
case,
both get the number.
That's
okay?
that's where I was heading towards.
I mean,
because I was going to ask, is it strict guidelines or is this a whole bunch of room to spread out?
You're not in a relationship. Hopefully,
okay.
You're at wherever you are. You're dancing. You're having a good time. It's called possibly dating.
But let's keep it real, though.
I mean, come on.
Let's keep it real. They both get it, but guess who he's going to call first?
He's going to call the one who was sitting in the chair taking forever to get up
and
on
looking
her
pretty.
And come over.
Yeah, I'm going to call pretty and see what she about.
But we would do the same thing.
I wouldn't.
We would call
I wouldn't. Me personally, I've grown out of having to have the pretty one. Because if I'm digging her, I don't care what you think. I don't care what anybody thinks. You know, I care what she thinks, and I hope that she thinks that she's pretty, because I the older I get, the more I value being able to really relate to somebody.
Yeah, I
you know
agree.
what I mean. Now I'm not blind.
I
mean, I'm not. You know, let's be plain. I'm not blind, and I know an attractive woman. You know, and you shouldn't be in your feelings about me acknowledging an attractive woman. However, I'm more likely to bond with the one who came over and was like, "Yo,"
more confident.
it was like, "Yo," you know, Well, yeah, that's how I roll. So
right.
But I'll get a pretty one to call first to see where her head is. If it ain't there,
like
then
what took you so long to come say hi?
The second one is going. The second one is exactly going to say that though. That's why. What took you so long to call? I got a little tied up, but how are you doing?
I got tied up looking at the first one, the A+.
Tied up, yeah.
See, looks what made you go ahead and
A+
call
ended up becoming a D-. You came up in this. It's like she came up in the scales. How are you doing?
She should have gone from an A to at least a B-.
Yeah, sometimes the good-looking ones turn me off because they are arrogant and they think they all that in a bag of chips, and everybody's surrounding them, so you're supposed to run after them.
Right.
No.
That's why she sat there all that
Pretty
time,
Ricky's other
like,
world.
why don't you come over to me? Or he sat there all that time, like, why don't you come over to me?
But I think we get caught up in the stereotypical attractive male or attractive female.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what I like is what I like. And what I like in you may be different than what I like in a different woman. For example, you know, you might be shapely with not a great face. Or you might have a great face and not be shapely. Or you may not have a nice face or a nice body, but I just really love talking to you. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to, at least for me.
Or she has big boobs and don't even have a face.
Well, yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if she had. But I'm not even, you know, for me, it's not even how big the boobs are. They just have to be boobs.
Right.
Thank you.
I've been clear on that. Everybody seems to think that they have to be big for me.
We all know you only need a mouthful.
I don't even need that much. They just need to be boobs. They just
in other words, let her be a purified lady.
Yeah, you just have to have boobs. You know, but it just, like, what I find attractive in this one may be completely a turnoff in that one.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just, I think a lot of times, and ladies, please correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is where, as men versus women, we do kind of battle, because I think that there's a lot of self-imposed competition in ladies, because they see what guys may find attractive in other women, and some ladies feel self-conscious about themselves because of that. And, you know, I don't know that that's fair to your suitor, because there's undue pressure on the suitor, because he may have liked, for example, bigger boobs on that one right there, but yours aren't great as far as great and grand or big, but he really likes them anyway.
Right.
So just because he liked them doesn't mean he does not like these. It does that make sense? Am I making sense? So I think we oftentimes we put too much pressure on ourselves, and we get caught up in it. And so to directly answer your question, I'm more likely to bond with the one who came over to me and said, "Yo, what's up?" As opposed to the one that's now in her feelings because she was feeling me the whole night, but she got jealous and saw somebody else coming over. That tells me I might be dealing with a psycho down the line later anyway.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know if I don't know if I want to rock with her.
What do you do when the cute one comes over, and as soon as they open their mouth It's all wrong.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
I see.
Oh,
Man,
man.
please.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wrong.
Oh,
I'm
my
just
goodness.
Like, yeah, no.
There is nothing worse. I'll be honest with you, because I know some females like this. When you look at them, it's like word,
Yeah.
word, and then as soon as they open their mouth, you like no,
No, but
no,
no thank
you know,
you.
or as Kevin Hart would go, no,
I'm not
no,
ready.
no, no,
No.
you know what I mean? Like I know people that are like that, and it's just like, damn.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so it is. I think it is cool because this might be the only time we all agree.
Yes.
Yeah, we all agree. Hand clap.
Yeah, man.
Toast.
Yeah, it's like damn.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I can't do it, man. As soon as that mouth open and if the grammar is so far south,
Right. That you don't understand a word
Yeah.
they're saying, like,
please
The
do.
words got swallowed.
I think that you should just like
Please just
be
go away.
yourself, because the whole representative thing, like be yourself,
not
like
cool.
do the best you can.
Yeah.
And everybody has to put on, not has to, but everybody does. They put on some airs. They on job interview when they're dating in the early stages. Like everybody does it. It's natural. You wish that you wouldn't, but let's just keep it 100. Everybody does it, but don't let all your stuff out.
Oh no, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
You know,
No,
don't let
stop
all
it.
your stuff out.
Yeah.
Like
Leave some imagination.
a lot of them just don't care, though, nowadays. It's just like, whatever. I just
Yeah, it
come
is what
dressed.
it is.
I just come dressed however I come dressed.
I give you an example of
don't
how
have to
I
put
know how
nothing
true
on
that is.
to smell good.
I was at the gas station today, and a young guy, I don't know how young he was certainly younger than I was, is at the pump next to me, and his music was just a blasting, and every other word was the B word, the F word, and it was one of those old school misogynistic, type songs. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I love NWA like the next guy. But I'm smart enough to know to turn it down when
Yes.
I'm at a stoplight and I see somebody's windows down, roll up next to me, or if I'm at a gas station. And so I kind of liken the whole dating thing to that, because if you don't realize that you should probably be on your best behavior, like don't be fake either. Like
Yeah.
Right.
show me a different side of you.
Yeah.
Don't show me something that's completely not you.
Yeah.
But like, how do y'all? I don't know how you deal with it. Like,
Dating is
I
sad
just don't. I won't.
today. It's so sad.
it's always been sad.
Ooh, it's been sad for a long
It's getting
time.
sadder. It's
Yes.
very sad. And like you brought up the grammar thing, like I do a lot of chatting with people on these dating things, and sometimes I can't decipher what they're saying. Like I understand you might shorten your words or whatever, but when you start spelling was as W-A-Z, like what is that about? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Dem, D-E-M. What? That's not an abbreviation.
However you type it, that's how
They
They
speak
are.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
and that's how I don't want to talk. I
And
will not
them
talk.
that's does.
I
I'm like,
will
what
not
is you talking? Can you speak? And I type that. Can you please speak English? I don't understand this. Literally, I'm not trying to be funny.
No, you're not.
I really
It
don't
is-
understand what this says. It's like it's another language.
No,
It's
our
a matter
conversation's
that where it
over.
becomes where this
Pretty
here
much.
it is when you say this here it is making my head hurt
Right.
when you hear this. I mean, I've been on my job and I've listened to some of this language and I said I had to stop.
Now, do we think that this course of the conversation stems from us aging and maturing?
No.
No, because I spoke English back then.
No, I'm just
Back
asking.
When I was
I mean,
younger.
I-
You should
I
see the
spoke
face that
English.
you
I
just
would
gave
say
me.
part of it. I say it like this, Marcus. That's part of it. That's
We had
a good
slang.
part of it, and the other part is we already knew better, so we did our best to
I would
do
think
better
the complete
even back
opposite.
then.
I would think the complete opposite. You knew how to speak before. It should be just that much easier for you to keep on talking that way. I'm not going
Right.
to shortcut my words or pick up bad grammar or slang because you use it, or I'm not going to relate to you
No,
that way. I can't do it. That is scratching the chalkboard. That and drinking alcohol out of a brown paper bag is enough
Ooh.
to make me just
I just got a question.
Are you serious right now?
want to fight a tiger.
Are you serious right now?
Look, I looked around the corner.
Are you serious right now?
Damn.
You mean to tell me I can't drink my Colt 45 in the can out the bag?
No. That is so ghetto to her, man.
I can't.
I ain't gonna lie.
No.
I used to do that.
Yeah, I know. I think I've seen you do it. That's why I look around.
Get your Colt 45 from the brown bag?
Yeah, man. In the can? Hell yeah.
You put yours in a champagne glass.
Yeah, but you also the one that drinks.
They still do that.
Yeah, she also drink beer out of a glass though at home. Like if it's in a
beer glass. I have a beer glass.
Man.
I put the beer in the beer glass.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, I've got those. I've been gifted
but because
those.
I'm home, right? I don't take it to the head.
I've been gifted those, so I have a couple of those beer glasses. But unless it's tap, I don't want it in a glass. Like I'm that guy. Like and y'all been in bars with me, so you know there's certain places that you go, you order a beer that happens to come in the bottle. And they'll bring the bottle and a glass. And I always tell them, man, take that glass, man. I don't want no damn glass. Are you kidding me?
You know what? That happened to me the other day. I had ginger beer.
When I used to work in a full service
and
restaurant,
he just gave me the bottle.
Yes.
And I wanted a glass to pour it in. It just felt funny.
Nah, man. I'll take it to the head, bro.
I couldn't do it.
The only time I'm going to drink a beer in a glass in public, in a bar or something like that, is if it's tap.
Okay.
That's the only time.
I think I've, had a beer straight out the bottle before.
And if you go Japanese, I drink Sapporo, and they give you the 22-ounce can.
Yeah, but I like it straight Japan. The way they got it now, it doesn't taste anything.
Like I said, you all drink for me because I can't drink none of that stuff.
You don't drink beer, man? You can get you a beer.
Yeah,
man.
I'm not a regular beer drinker.
No,
We're going to make you a boiler maker.
Nah, I'm good. Trust
or
me.
3.
I'm good. Trust me.
What
I'm crazy without it.
And you know how Steppin with Marcus J live from the Den Legacy Internet Radio.
All right, we're going to wrap this up. I just wanted to remind my singles, the dating challenge. Find something different to partake in. Go somewhere different. Meet some different people and see if you meet someone special. And let me know your findings.
Okay, let me give you a hint of what happened. One day we had a little event that we went to, I forget the name of the place, Loft 17. It's a nice little place. I liked it there. And I sat there and I'm talking to my girlfriend who was with me. We had company and everything, just sitting there chilling. And then a fella sat here on the side of me. And because I'm not interested, this is what I did.
You turn your back to him?
I didn't turn my complete back to him, but, here are the people that I'm with. I didn't want to hear it. And then he would go, that's your friend right there? Yep.
He said that to you or the other?
No, he said it to me. He was sitting next to me. He would be like, oh, that's your friend right there? Yep. I turned and I went back to my friend. He touched me again. Don't let her get you in trouble. I was like, no, she won't. And I turned back.
You just totally dissed him.
Yeah, I didn't. And then after about an hour or so of sitting there, he got up to leave. He was like, well, y'all have a good night. Good night.
He sat there for an hour?
Yes, he did.
While you shunned him for an hour?
I didn't shun him. I was at the bar with my friends.
Oh, okay, at the bar.
I wasn't
that
there
would
to
have been
meet
different.
him.
Yeah. If
I just wasn't not interested.
Okay. I was envisioning a table.
He jumped in our conversation, and so I don't know how to do anything different. If I go out to the bar, wherever I go,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, try somewhere new. Something totally, no bar, no, lounge or whatever. Go somewhere different that you usually wouldn't.
Like where?
Where would you never, where would you usually not go, but you always wanted
the
to
bar.
Check it out? Somewhere but the bar.
Like,
that's a pickup spot. Like an art museum or
I would go to
a comedy show
there.
or a paint night. Or they got these new rooftops out now. Try something different.
I'll see.
Festival at the park or something like that. Something different.
I'll figure something
that
out.
you normally don't do.
I'll figure something out, and then I'll report back to you, ma'am.
Golfing. There's plenty of gentlemen that golf.
Yeah, what am I going to do? I better go for miniature golf because I'm not swinging anything with my back.
No, yeah, please. No.
Hoo-haw.
Hey, now, I can shoot. I could shoot
You guys
pool.
have any suggestions?
No, I think you covered it.
You covered it.
Yeah, you covered it. One thing that I can say, as you were speaking, with us having Legacy Internet Radio and Ain't No Half Step on Marcus J, we have access to a whole lot of stuff that goes on in town. I get invited to, like, I literally, no exaggeration, I could go someplace to somebody's event every single day if I wanted to.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And so when you start getting those, consider actually going to them. That might be an idea. Personally, most of them are events that don't interest me, but they might interest you. So if you see something like that, maybe consider going to one of them. And you had a good idea about doing something different, Diva, just going to a place that you wouldn't ordinarily go. I think that's one of the problems, not just as singles, but even as people who are not single. You get caught up in certain kinds of routines and going to certain places and eating at the same places. I'm very guilty of that. And a lot of times there's a certain, melatonin burst that you get when you find yourself doing something that you don't ordinarily do.
Yeah.
And if you add that, to the pheromones of actually being into somebody, you get a double boost. And so, just a thought.
Okay.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, report your findings.
No, but really, that's true though. I mean,
You can report it next week. I'll listen in.
just to try some things
Okay.
differently.
Yeah. Ain't no half step on Marcus J.
Oh, you need 2 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Ain't no half step on Marcus J. Live from the Den Legacy Internet Radio. We're gonna take our final break of the night, and when we come back, we're gonna get our rants and our closings, and we're gonna introduce who Ty Cool really is. He's gonna tell y'all. Marcus J, Big Sis, Diva, and our brother Ty Cool making his debut on Legacy Internet Radio. Ain't no half stepping with me. Be back in